friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the NASB 2020 revisions and what's different in them. So the tagline for NASB 2020 is more accurate, more accessible, and your preconceived notions by what it means by more accessible is probably correct. It's increased accuracy, clarity, and readability, greater accessibility without compromise, we'll get back to that in a second, an excellent bridge to a new generation, 94% similar to the 1995 version. 1995 version will continue to be published, and it is only the third revision in 50 years, with the 77 version being the first one, the 1995 version, and the 2020 version. And with that being said, there are some substantially different things in this Bible from the 1995 version, which is to be expected, as it's not as updated as frequently as other Bibles. So they will continue to publish the 1995 version, and I'll tell you why I'm going to keep getting the 1995 version, or my preferred choice. So now we'll get into the distinctions. For those who have used the NASB 1995 for the last 25 years, here are some details of the NASB 2020 that may stand out to you. First, even though this is a substantial revision from the 1995 version, the NASB 2020 version retains 94% of the NASB text. Second, one of the stated goals of the Lockman Foundation is to clearly communicate the Word of God in contemporary English. That is, to make the text more available to the modern reader. Archaic language has been updated. Now, we'll get to what they mean by archaic language right now, actually. So, the third component is more gender-accurate language. The stated goal here is not inclusivity, but rather accuracy and faithfulness to the intentions of the biblical authors. An example in Matthew 4:19, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of people." So they changed "make you fishers of men" to "fishers of people." And this is because they chose anthropy, which means human beings. Men only works in this verse only if you assume that by the audience that men refers to both men and women. Of course, we probably already knew that, because most other languages, they use masculine for multiple people if it is both men and women. They're trying to do this with Latino. They're trying to change it to Latinx to de-gender the language, which is complete nonsense. But what you expect? Again, these changes aren't bad. At least in that particular case, it's not bad. It's just, gotta stick conservative. It's in the name. So the one that doesn't make any sense to me, everyone and their mother knows that mankind is switched means like both men and women, but they switched it to people. So they did change it, but they didn't change all of them. Therefore, through just one man sin entered into the world, and death through sin. So they didn't change man, because it's obviously referring to Adam. But they changed mankind to people. And so you can see this in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1. First of all, then I urge that requests, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made on behalf of all people. I'm still going to say mankind for the most part. But, so here's the issue with them changing it from mankind to people. They don't consistently do it. So for example, in Genesis 6:5, the Lord saw the wickedness of mankind was great on earth, and the very intent of the thoughts of their hearts was only evil continually. So that one is translated from Adam, which of course means man, but you see where it goes from here. It continues on that way. Even in Genesis, or the New Testament, they use men to refer to both men and women. So if you're going to change it, then you ought to change it for all times. So it doesn't make any sense to me. So they pick and choose when to change it. It was a waste of time. And brothers, when it's usually talking both men and women, so they added brothers and sisters, which is fine. That one makes sense. And so they changed Psalms 23. I always read it in the New King James Version anyway, so this never really meant to me. I read all of the Psalms in the King James Version because it flows more like poetry, which they are songs. So I'll read off the verses in the 2020 format and then the 1995 format, and then continue off as that. So the new one is first. So this is verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I will not be in need. Verse 1 in the 1995 version is, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He lets me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside quiet waters. He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul, he guides me in the path of righteousness for the sake of his name. He restores my soul and he guides me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod, your staff, they comfort me. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. You are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. That one didn't change at all. Certainly goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and my dwelling will be in the house of the Lord forever. Surely goodness and loving kindness. I said surely goodness and mercy, but it's surely goodness and faithfulness in the 2020. That's the King James Version, where I've been off with me. And before that, it was the love and kindness. And they changed that stuff. They also changed Mark 8:31 through 38, although they aren't. I think the changes are a little more subtle. Barely changed at all. So that's all it is. And in Acts 15, you'll see. They use it as to show how cautious they were with the use of gender accurate nouns, which they shouldn't change any of them if they aren't 100% certain what they mean, or just to clarify what people meant. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Hope you liked the video, and have a wonderful